Hey awesome ones, Heather here. And have you ever been contemplating growing out your gray or your silver hair, or maybe you're in the middle of doing it right now, or maybe you've already, like me, grown out your silver locks or your gray locks? And I found that over the years since I've been doing this, I found 10 great tips, including the purple shampoo, and I can't wait to share them with you. It all starts in just a few seconds. So I decided to put a really dark background behind me so that you could really see the color of my hair, but please excuse the fact that I am in dire need of a good trim of my hair. It's been a while, so please excuse that. Let's just start with what I used to look like before my silver locks sort of came in. And here's a picture right here, and as you can see, I was really kind of a bleach blonde, and even though I was seeing a very, a colorist, and she was using very expensive products on my hair, it was just like every 6 weeks I was getting chemicals put on, and it really wasn't that healthy. So I decided, let's go for it, let's grow out the silver hair, and this is where I am right now. I think it's been a journey of about a couple of years now, but let's look at the two pictures side by side, and you can really see that I don't know, the old me kind of doesn't look all that great. This is my opinion anyway. I find that I've got a much fresher look with my silver hair, and that's why I really wanted to do these 10 tips. It's been a bit of a trek. I'm going to give you some help along the way, whether you're just starting the journey of transitioning to your natural locks, whether you're already there, and let's get started with tip number 1. So tip number 1 is just do it. Hey, and even if you tried maybe a couple of years ago, I gotta tell you that my hair, the way that it's coming in right now, is much silkier, shinier, and lovelier than when I first started this process. So keep that in mind. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And talking about succeeding and trying, I remember, oh gosh, I think about 20 years ago, I decided I was going to be a redhead. So I went to the hair colorist, and after hours and hours of them to try to get the color right, they finally put me into this real redhead kind of look, and in 2 weeks it turned pink. So, at least I tried, and that's really what tip number 1 is all about. So tip number 2 is to have some help along the way, and hopefully you've got a great colorist for your hair who understands that you do want to make that transition and isn't kind of talking you out of it for their own benefit, if you know what I mean. But my colorist is a wonderful person. She really cares about what I want. And so when I first saw her, I said that I wanted to grow out, I had the skunk line going on, but I was blonde. So what she did was she put in reverse what she did was she put bleach and a lighter color that kind of matched the color that was coming in. And I would see her maybe every 2 months, and she would just, make it look so that the skunk line would disappear. Now, maybe you're a little different than me. Maybe you have darker hair, and in that case, you're going to have the white skunk line, but maybe what you need is a reverse streaking where they put maybe a little bit of gray in and maybe a little bit of a darker color to match your natural color. So that's an idea. You may have a few more weeks or maybe even a year of going to the colorist, but it's worthwhile. Oh, and I wanted to mention for tip number 2, I also have da, 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 dark hair coming in underneath here. And at first I was having this bleached as well, but now I kind of like the difference and the difference in the colors and the way that they work. So you don't always have to do that, but having the undercolor put in and maybe bleaching that is also an idea as well. All right, so let's get to tip number 3. And tip number 3 is actually one that I didn't do, and that is chop off your hair into a pixie cut. Now that sounds, chop off your hair, that didn't really sound right, but I'll tell you, there are some women that just absolutely, they look beautiful with the pixie cut. It really, really suits them. And you know, if it's coming in and you've got a good length there and you decide just to cut it into a real stylish look, I think it looks absolutely beautiful on some women. For me, as you know, I love my long hair, but that was tip number 3. So tip number 4, while your hair is growing out and maybe it's 2 different colors, how about trying some hair bands? And I've got this one kind of a walk on the wild side kind of animal print, or this is one of my favorite colors. And of course you're going to have maybe the lighter color coming in this way and maybe darker down here. So let me just sort of see if I can get this on for you and show you what I'm talking about. And so I squish up my face, but anyway, let's just do this here. And you can see that actually a lot of times the women are wearing them lower like this, and it kind of looks, I don't know, you know what I'm talking about. It kind of looks pretty, and a kerchief also works just as well. So tip number 5 is to wear a wig. What? Hey, you know what? These days, wigs are a lot more popular than they were like 10 years ago. A lot of women are wearing wigs, especially a lot of women who, you know, their hair is kind of thinning. Now, I would suggest to spend a little money, and if, let's say that you have dark brown hair, try to find something that kind of matches your hair, the way it's been dyed, and then just start letting the grow out happen. And when you're venturing out, put on the wig, and then one day, voila, you're a silver fox. Tip number 6. Control the frizzies. Now, I know when I was, you know, getting all those chemicals put on my hair every 6 weeks, my hair got really frizzy. It looked so damaged all the time. But now, with my silver locks, I must admit that if I get caught in the rain, as I did in this picture that I'm showing you right now, I mean, my hair gets super, super frizzy, and you should see my hair after I wash it, you know, even though I'm putting on a conditioner, it's also super frizzy. So this is my secret weapon, and it's John Frieda Frizzies, and it's actually called Secret Weapon. And after my hair is sort of damp, especially after I've just shampooed it, I put about, let me show you, about that much is all I need for my for my hair. And I just kind of rub it in like this, and then I just put it all over, make sure I'm getting onto the ends, and no more frizzy city. And tip number 7, let's talk about the shampoo. I actually had a woman stop me the other day and say, hey, you know, how do you get your silver hair so silky? And her hair really it looked almost the same kind of hair as mine when my hair is frizzy. And I said to her, well, you know what, I use a special shampoo. What kind of shampoo do you use? And she said, oh, I don't know, you know, whatever's on sale at the drugstore. And I said, well, my hairstylist suggested that I use purple shampoo, and this one is from Davines. And she said, oh, I've heard about that. And so let me just show you what I'm talking about. It is purple, and as you can sort of see it right there. and you only use the shampoo about every 3 or 4 washings. So that's all you do, and it kind of gives, I mean, you don't want the blue hair thing, but it kind of gives a little bit more sparkle to the silver, so I love that. And talking about Davines, I also use on a regular basis the Davines shampoo. Now, the Davines product, this is called Nunu, and it's an Allure Award winner. It actually doesn't rob all the moisture from your hair, and I also have the conditioner as well that I use, and just a little dab will do you of the conditioner and the shampoo. It doesn't really foam up because it doesn't have all of those I don't know, are they sulfates or something like that, that really strips the hair of its natural oils. And luckily enough, we were able to find some links for you for the shampoo that I just mentioned. We're going to put it below in the description, or also you can also go to Amazon.com/shop/awesomeover50 where we have hair products. Just look at the makeup section, hair products and some of the styling things that I'm going to show you. But I also wanted to mention something else, and that is, after you find that probably you love, I've been using the Davines for years, and probably even 10 years now, but after you find that you love it as much as I do, I would suggest getting the bigger containers, and they sell these as well at Amazon. And what you do is you just kind of refill the little one that you first tried it out with, and this is so much more economical. And hey, if you like what you're seeing and you want to see some more of these kind of videos, I do makeup, I do fashion, self-care, all kinds of different ones. There's the subscribe button just below. And also, if you have some friends that are on this grow out their hair journey, don't forget to share the video. Now, tip number 8. So now you've washed your hair, you've put on the secret weapon. If you're somebody like me, I actually have naturally curly hair, and here's a product that I love. It's Strictly Curls, and it's by Mark Anthony, and I just put a little, about the same as the secret weapon, on it. And then what I like to do is I like to kind of scrunch my hair a little bit and let those natural curls come out. And some other days I just want to have my hair straightened, and then this is my secret weapon for that. And what this is it's a plug-in hair straightener, but as you can see, it has a brush. And it's so great because you simply just kind of brush your hair, and I'll just kind of show you. You kind of just brush your hair, and you can kind of curl it a little bit down here as well. And I have not burnt my hair once with this, and it's just a wonderful thing. And you just go at your own pace. You can go as slowly or as quickly as you want. And also it has a temperature control here, so if you find, hey, that's a little too hot, you can always just adjust on the side here for the temperature. And my wish for you is that people will stop you on the street and say, wow, you've got lovely silky locks. So we're on number 9 already. Wow. Anyway, after I've sort of made my hair either curly or straight, what I like to use is, this is, again, it's John Frieda, and it's a Perfect Finish serum. And I gotta tell you, it's kind of oily. You just put a little drop on your hands, and then you rub your hands together like I did with the other product, but it's super, super oily. So I kind of go all over my hair, a little bit more on the ends as well. And as you can see, I think if you can notice here with my hair, it gives a very nice, I mean, it's controlling some frizz, and it's also giving a little bit of a sparkle to it as well. So here we are on tip number 10. Whatever could it be? Well, it's after your hair color has sort of started shining through, change your makeup. When you think about it, if you've gone from maybe dark black hair or dark brown hair, and now you're silver, it really does a difference on your makeup. And for me, I really found that going from even, you know, a blonde to a silver, I needed less makeup. I needed less of that, you know, that shiny stuff that goes on your face and highlighter, because my hair was really lightening up my look anyway. I also found that I could use maybe a redder, more bolder kind of lip. Before I used to always sort of go for the frosted look, and now I feel very comfortable in a darker colored lip color. And also my eyeshadow. I really prefer more of the mauves and the purples. Before I used to use a dark brown, and it just really looked harsh with my new look. And now I find that I've got a much softer, a little more natural, and definitely a less is more kind of makeup. So here's little Hurricane, and even little Hurricane, I noticed on his back here, I don't know if you can see it, but he's got some silver hair growing out there too. And of course, most of you know that when Hurricane's on the scene, I'm going to talk about future videos. And here on this channel, I'm trying out some brightening up skin products right now, so I can't wait to show those to you. And also remember the wardrobe kind of videos that I'm doing. I'm on number 5, but I'm actually waiting for some products to come in on delivery, so I can't quite do it yet, but it is on its way. And over at our other channel, which is youtube.com/awesomeover50inspiration, we're getting really into the warmer weather fun, and we've got some backyard, some recipes, you know, basically fun in the sun kind of things. So one of the things that I've really noticed about my hair is that I think nature really knows what it's doing. I just find that the silver, it really suits me. And as I'm getting my wrinkles, you know, it's kind of nice that this is kind of illuminating things and maybe even hiding some of my wrinkles. I'm going to give you an example. And sometimes maybe you've seen a gentleman and he might be really old. Maybe he's in his 80s or something like that. And he's got the jet black hair and all the wrinkles. And you kind of look at him and you think to yourself, well, you know, he's dyeing his hair. And then you look over and maybe there's another, hey, my husband's behind the camera, so I don't really think I'm checking out men all the time, but anyway, and then you see another gentleman and he's got the kind of salt and pepper hair like my husband has, and you say, oh, he looks very distinguished. So I just want to kind of mention that I think nature knows what it's doing, and a lot of times we just keep dyeing our hair and where it might actually look so beautiful in its natural state. So I really hope that this video really helped you. I hope it helped you maybe make an idea or make a change to transition to your natural color, and I hope all of the tips help you to keep that beautiful color a little more awesome.